the crisis engulfing Kenya's public universities has worsened, leaving thousands of students stranded as lecturers continue their nationwide strike into its third week. The industrial action, sparked by demands for the full implementation of the 2017 to 2021 Collective Bargaining Agreement, CBA, has persisted despite a court order suspending the strike pending a conciliation process. While government officials and vice-chancellors have labeled the strike illegal, unions accuse university administrations of intimidation and deliberate misrepresentation of facts. Susan Waweru reports on the escalating impasse that has paralyzed higher education across the country.
Tension continues to rise across public universities as the strike by lecturers under the University Academic Staff Union UASU and the Kenya University Staff Union KUSU enters its third week. At the center of the standoff is the 2017-2021 Collective Bargaining Agreement, whose full implementation remains in dispute. The impasse deepened after the Vice-Chancellor's Committee, chaired by Professor Daniel Mugendi, issued a report directing that striking staff will not be paid for the period they withheld their labor. The directive also ordered recovery of September salaries already disbursed, suspension of union agency fees, and disciplinary action against those disrupting learning, decisions the unions have condemned as intimidation.
Do you think we leave because of those salaries? Huh? And you imagine we can forgo 7.9 billion for the sake of 1 month's salary? These are battle-hardened members. But they will pay. See, they are just joking.
The unions maintain that the strike will continue until every shilling owed is paid.
Let them not entice you with the 2.3 billion, hoovering a few coins of expiation to lecturers, like 2.3 billion. You think now that is enough?
Their counterparts at KUSU have echoed similar sentiments, accusing university heads of turning to threats instead of dialogue.
These vice-chancellors must remember one thing, that the same members of staff have worked for those institutions for the last 8 years without the 7.9 billion. They have worked diligently. They have never threatened you.
Appearing before the Senate on Wednesday, Education Cabinet Secretary Julius Ogamba was challenged to explain the continued silence, even as the crisis enters the third week. Ogamba, however, insists the strike is illegal, citing an order issued by the Employment and Labor Relations Court on September 18th, which halted the strike pending conciliation.
They argue that there was an amount of 7.9 billion that was to be paid. However, SRC informs us that that amount of 7.9 billion has been paid to the extent of 7.2 billion, leaving a balance of 624 million.
In the ruling, Justice Stephen Radido directed both parties to engage in conciliation process, noting that the strike should remain suspended until the dispute is fully resolved, with further court proceedings scheduled for October 6th. Ogamba further clarified that part of the 2.73 billion shillings owed under the 2025-2029 CBA will be settled by June 2026, adding that negotiations are ongoing to establish the verified balance from the earlier agreement. As both sides dig in, the crisis continues to weigh heavily on students. Their hopes of resuming classes fade in as the push and pull between lecturers, universities and the government rages on. Susan Waweru, NTV.